He sees me, but he won't come up there. You want me to walk over? I'll walk over to the
No,
side.
he's coming. He's coming. He's
Yeah,
coming.
but someone's going to have to walk over to the side. Yeah, you want me to just walk down here?
No. Who is it? Yeah. color is that?
Where's that blue one?
Come on. It's way out this side. You can be seated.
Good evening. On behalf of the Kennedy faculty, the school district administration, and the Board of Education, I am proud and happy to welcome to the 36th commencement ceremony in the history of Bloomington John F. Kennedy High School. 35 years of dignity, decorum have preceded tonight's program, and we have worked hard to make this a formal and ceremonious event because it is an event that marks a turning point in the lives of each of our graduates. Tonight, the tradition of graduation is extended to include 326 more young people who soon will become members of the Bloomington Kennedy alumni. In our formal ceremony, you can see that many faculty members are participating in many roles in our program. Their volunteer participation is another demonstration of their involvement in and dedication to the lives of these young people. I want to thank them for their willingness to help us with organizing tonight's ceremony. Their names and academic credentials are listed in the graduation program. I also want to thank Assistant Principal Rhoda Mirapiri for her coordinating tonight's ceremony, and support staff members Julie Peterson and Kathy Wald and Jackie Johnston for their huge efforts in putting together tonight's ceremony. And finally, I want to thank all Kennedy staff members and all the teachers and support staff of your school careers K through 12 for the involvement they've had in your education. Their dedication has had an impact on your lives. These teachers and our platform guests are no strangers to graduation ceremonies. In fact, their apparel this evening reflects their own academic accomplishments in colleges and universities, graduate and undergraduate degree programs. In the last 2 pages of your graduation program, you will find an extension of the graduation hoods, which represent degrees in various academic fields, as well as the colleges or universities at which these degrees were earned. Though our own Kennedy tradition stretches back 36 years, the pomp and dignity of graduation really goes back 700 years to the first time that people decided that it was appropriate to honor academic achievement in a dignified manner. Tonight, we as graduating students, attending faculty, parents, relatives, and friends are doing our part to continue that tradition by presenting the Bloomington Kennedy Class of 2002. I'd like to thank all of you parents and significant adults who have been in our mutual effort to provide a strong educational foundation that will allow these graduating seniors to meet the challenges of this century. I suspect that every adult here has been an important part of the lives of our seniors, and I thank you for supporting and pushing them to reach this goal. After working with the members of the class of 2002 for the past 4 years, I can assure the adults here that our efforts have paid off and our future is in good hands. They already have done some amazing things, and in spite of the concerns that we currently hear across the country about our youth, it applies only to a few. I promise you that sitting here before you tonight are highly qualified, highly motivated young people who intend to make a difference. And to the members of the class of 2002, I would only remember that you can do more than you think you can. I'd like to take a moment to introduce our platform guests this evening. Starting from my right, School Board Member Mark Hibbs, School Board Member Jim Sorum, School Board Member Bonnie Noel, the Secretary, School Board Member Tim Culver, Chair, Superintendent Dr. Gary Prest, Assistant Principal Steve Hill. From my far left, School Board Member Trudy Ingebrigtsen, School Board Treasurer Arlene Bush, School Board Vice Chair Chris Scanlon, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Janet Pladsen, Administrative Assistant Aaron, and Assistant Principal Rhoda Mirapiri. Because of the dignity of the ceremony, I would ask that you please refrain from obnoxious yelling or whistling or mechanical noise making when certain names are read during the presentation of the diplomas. This assures that each graduate's name may be heard by the families and the friends here. After the ceremony is over, the graduates will return to the arena floor, and the members of the audience are invited to come down and join them for congratulations and pictures. At this time, it is a pleasure and honor to introduce to you a person whose leadership and personal dedication has had an impact on Bloomington Public Schools that will reach far into this century. I invite for his speech, Dr. Gary Prest.
Well, thank you, Principal Donahue. On behalf of the Board of Education, the administration, the faculty, and the staff of the entire Bloomington Public Schools, I extend greetings to parents, grandparents, family, and friends, and to our seniors, our congratulations. Dear seniors, your tenure in the Bloomington Public Schools will be ending shortly. In a few minutes, you will walk across this stage and be awarded your high school diploma. The actual awarding will only take a few seconds, but what a powerful few seconds. What transpires in that brief moment will signify two things of great importance. First, you have reached a mark of education, of knowledge, of skills that only the most in the history of humankind have attained. While in this century and in this country, we may take for granted the notion of a public education for all, your ancestors would envy your explorations and learnings, especially to know that every day you learned from mathematicians, scientists, musicians, poets, writers, technicians, artists, sociologists, economists, and historians, all going by the honored title of teacher. And not just your beloved teachers at Kennedy High School, but each one who touched your lives following the first moment that you crossed the threshold of your kindergarten classroom. Second, as you accept your diploma, you also accept the responsibilities of an educated person. Our school namesake, President John F. Kennedy, said it simply and well. Let us think of education as the means of developing our greatest abilities, because in each and every one of us there is a private hope and dream which, when fulfilled, can be translated into benefit for everyone and greater strength for our nation. As a nation, we were rocked to our core by the tragic and world-changing events of September 11th. In a heartbeat, our great country rediscovered the courage and resolve necessary to defend freedom, to rise above adversity, and as the Bloomington Public School mission states, to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Do you see your responsibility? Even as you celebrate tonight, you are called, each and every one of you, to bring benefit to others, to strengthen our country, and to rise to the standards of the greatest generation. The comedian Lily Tomlin once quipped, "I used to say, somebody ought to do something about that, and then I realized that I was somebody." So go forth. Know that you are somebody, an educated somebody. Commit to keep learning and do good in this world. Our strength will ultimately rest in your contributions. Now finally, and families, this will be a photo opportunity for you. We know that none of us got here by ourselves, that in our lives those are those who love us and care for us, those friends who stood by us during tough times and great times, and many are here tonight to celebrate and cheer you on in your great accomplishment. I'm going to ask you all to stand, seniors. Please do that now. And on the count of three, to turn and show your appreciation to all those who have gathered tonight to celebrate your graduation. 1, 2, 3. With that, seniors, please turn around and be seated. Congratulations to the class of 1 and 2. Thank you.
As members of the senior class of 2002, we are very proud of our school, teachers, and our classmates. Although we are excited and somewhat anxious about this evening, we are also saddened to think that this is the end of our high school career and that this is the last time that we will be together. Our class would like to take this opportunity to thank the staff of Kennedy High School for the support and encouragement we have felt during our time we have been together. With the kind of experiences we've had as students, we can only expect to be as successful as we choose, with few limits on our goals for the future.
We all have our own special memories from the past years that we have shared. Some of those will have created an everlasting impression, perhaps an inspiration for us to always be the best we can. Some of our memories will be of times for rest, but truly worth storing in our hearts and minds. We at Kennedy believe that students themselves have the most important messages to offer their classmates during graduation. Therefore, members of the graduating class have been chosen as speakers at commencement. Live by football rules.
This year, as in previous years, a graduation speech competition was organized and offered to all members of the senior class. Students entering the competition were judged on the appropriateness of their messages, originality, and speaking style. We are proud tonight to introduce you to 3 members of the class of 2002 who will be the principal speakers in this ceremony.
Members of the class of 2002, parents, teachers, and other friends, we are pleased to present to you our commencement speakers who will speak on behalf of the class. This year, our first speaker will be Stephanie Nyman. She will be followed by Eric Schroyer. The last speaker will be Allison Francisco.
John F. Kennedy once said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future." We are all well aware that our lives are about to change in numerous ways. No longer will we walk the halls of Kennedy High School and listen for a bell to be permitted leave from class. Soon there will be no more bathroom passes and no more unverified absences. Soon enough, we will all become the individuals that we have dreamt of becoming for so long. This change is evident of itself. However, change is a continuum which we have been traveling on throughout the course of our lives. I may not know each one of you on a personal level, but at some point in my time here at Kennedy High School, you have changed my life. Regardless of whether it was a smile in the hall, a joke overheard, or a moment shared by many, every student sitting here tonight has changed me. I thank you for that. Many say that high school is the best time of your life, and we should therefore make it the best it can possibly be. I agree to an extent. We should strive to make each day the best it possibly can be. I believe we did that with our time spent at Kennedy High School. However, I do not believe that high school serves as the best days of our lives. The possibilities that lie just on the horizon are endless. The future will shape and mold us into the young individuals we are to become. It is with this in mind that I focus my attention to the future and try not to dwell on the past. I think not in sadness about what or whom I will miss next year, but in anticipation of what and whom I am to become. It is with great faith that I believe those near and dear to me will be included on my path of life, that we may grow and become individuals separately, but together. Fourth term this year, I was in a class comprised solely of seniors. And I know it may seem hard to believe, but the senior slide was being felt in full effect. The instructor often spoke to our class about trying not to focus on the here and now. Every day, there was a new anecdote about how focusing on the present will lead to missing many important aspects of life itself. She was determined to show us that life is a journey, and that our focus should not be on until graduation. As one can imagine, impressing this idea upon 30 seniors was a difficult task for her. However, as I read this statement made by John F. Kennedy, I seem to understand exactly where she was coming from, and all of her anecdotes are finally beginning to sink in. Life is a journey, and I encourage each one of you to not forget the memories and snapshots of life found close to your heart. At the same time, do not look back upon them so longingly that you miss the opportunities and experiences presented to you in the future. We are all changing. The future holds new challenges and interests, as well as new memories that are to be made. If ever you feel lost or find yourself in a sad state of nostalgia, remember these words: change is the law of life, and those that look only to the past or the present are certain to the future. Congratulations, class of 2002, and thank you.
Does this sound familiar to you? A mysterious urge to leave the classroom for beautiful spring weather, an overpowering desire to go out with friends, and a recurring use of the phrase, "I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later." Most of us began to experience these symptoms in the fall of our senior year, although an unlucky few of us were stricken the very first day of freshman year. But by today, every single one of us has developed a mortal case of senioritis. Of course, senioritis is nothing to be worried about. As every Kennedy parent, teacher, and senior knows, part of saying goodbye to high school is spending more time with friends and slowly disengaging. But senioritis also has a second, less recognized stage, the realization that high school will actually end. Ever since kindergarten, we've all known that graduation day would eventually arrive. But with 13 years in Bloomington, it was natural to think that we'd never really leave home. For me, the realization hit home a few days before spring break, when I finally comprehended what graduation would mean for my life and the lives of my friends. I was driving home from school one day when I heard an old Beatles song on the radio titled "In My Life." The lyrics resonated with me because they expressed in words what I was already beginning to feel inside. There are places I'll remember all my life. Some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. And for the first time, while I listened to this song, I realized that part of graduation was saying goodbye to people and places forever. Forever. After today, many of us will part ways for good. We will live and work in different parts of the world, and it's unlikely that we'll ever again be assembled in one place as a unified class. For me, when I realized this, I panicked about the finality of saying goodbye to high school for good. I therefore rushed home and used my surefire stress reliever. I solved math problems. I calculated that after 4 years of high school and extracurricular activities, we've all spent a whopping 5,700 hours at Kennedy. That's about 1 out of every 5 minutes of the last 4 lives. With these thousands of hours of memories, we've all developed a wealth of memories that we'll retain for the rest of our lives. We all remember a favorite teacher's laugh, a best friend's smile, the thrill of a personal triumph, and an unforgettable evening with friends. But while I looked through old yearbooks, a sense of loss continued to grow inside of me. How would I simply be able to say goodbye to the people and the places that had defined the last 4 years of my life? As time passed, however, I realized that I was only looking back on what I would miss about high school and not looking forward to the great experiences that await all of us in the future. Graduation from a technical school or college, lifelong careers in fields that we love, trips around the world, our first promotion, our first house, our wedding days, the birth of our children, the birth of our grandchildren. Our glory days aren't high school. Our glory days will be the rest of our lives. As time passes, senioritis will disappear, yet our memories of John F. Kennedy High School will not. As the Beatles would have said about our experiences at Kennedy, though some friendships will change, some forever, not for better, some friends will go, and some will remain. In our lives, we've loved them all. To the class of 2002, goodbye and congratulations.
Okay. In all honesty, I don't think I ever really thought this day would come, as if we would somehow defy time and be perpetually sitting in economics or chemistry class, wondering what color dress would look the best in prom pictures, or whether or not cocktail shrimp was going a little too far for open houses. The past 4 years, actually the past 12, have been leading up to this one moment. They've been spent planning exactly what it would be like. And as we sit here now, caps and gowns donned, it sets in that we are a step away from completing everything we've worked 12 years for. And like all big occasions in life, it's exciting and terrifying. After this year, the fact that there is this immense, uncertain world out there waiting for us is evident and a bit overwhelming. The number of tragedies we've experienced as a class together within the walls of our schools is astounding. I remember in my 6th grade social studies class, my student teacher came in, switched on CNN, and it was flashing pictures of the Oklahoma City bombing. It was the end of our freshman year in my typing class when a student came in telling us to turn on the television to hear about Columbine. And then the latest. The latest still resounds in many students' minds. How the entire school was so quiet and every student was watching. It's enough to make you hate that channel. I think about everything that we've seen and everything that we've been through and how fast we've been expected to grow up, and I don't think I'm ready. This day seems naive. I mean, June 5th comes along and all of a sudden I'm grown up and ready to join that world? I go from prom dresses and cocktails to... But then I look around me. We did see and become aware of a lot more things than we should have. But because we did, we learned from life things that will arm us in that big, bad, real world. We are ready. We are stronger than we should have been, stronger than we would have been. We are equipped right now, sitting here with all the tools we've gained, and we are ready to brave that future. For the past year, for the past 12 years, we've sat back and watched what our country could do in the face of a challenge. Now, it's our chance to see what we can. Thank you.
$525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measure in love.
Superintendent Prest, and members of the Bloomington School Board, it is my pleasure to announce that from the recommendation of the faculty of John F. Kennedy High School, I hereby certify that the following members of the class of 2002, upon the receipt of their diplomas, will have completed all of the requirements set forth by the School Board of Bloomington Public Schools, the State of Minnesota's Department of Children, Families, and Learning, and are entitled to all of the privileges and all of the responsibilities of high school graduates.
Well, whoever's doing the diplomas.
One of those spots and then keep replacing each other.
Okay.
You do the first one, okay? You can pull this closer to you if you want.
Christopher Arthur Elby.
Wait a little bit. Joshua Robert Abel.
Adam Richard Baker.
Brett Jerome Anderson.
Roland Barrett.
Brooke Marie Baker.
Christopher John Baxter.
Jacob Daniel Barton.
Kyle Raymond Bean.
Michael James Bayless.
William John Becca.
Jonathan Paul Beaupre.
Kelly Suzanne Benson.
Jasmine Victoria Bennett.
Tammy Elizabeth Bloom.
Adam Christopher Berg.
Jessica Ann Bongartz.
Michael Chance Bollinger.
Paul Michael Bork.
Emily Ann Borchert.
Timothy Raymond Botsford.
Rachel Ann Borst.
Catherine Teresa Boverhouse.
J. Austin Bollay.
Michael Ashley Brennan Julius.
Brandon Michael Brady.
Teresa Marie Brown.
Heather Marie Brick.
Carlo Joseph Caligiuri.
Juan Carlos Cabrera.
Kyle Carlson.
Captain Bob Carlson.
Clark Kent.
Allison Lee Casey.
Marquita Latisse Claiborne.
Ellen Susanna Childs.
Holly Diane Clark.
Elizabeth Helen Clark.
Nicole Danielle Clark.
Daniel Michael Clifford.
Keisha Ann Collins.
Timothy John Comstock.
Tanya Marie Connolly.
Christine Ann Coppersmith.
Sylvia Maria Cuellar.
Nicholas Gerard Curler.
David Salis.
Nicole Marie DeBruzzi.
Joselle Marion Gunamil Daculin.
Tyler William Dale.
Amanda Elise Davis.
Corey Robert Davis.
Robin Ray Davis.
Andrea Darby DeGrood.
Lynn Me Diep.
Hong Do.
Aaron David Dobretz.
Fong Do.
Anthony Thomas Driscoll.
Karen Marie Douglas.
Courtney Brown Duffy.
Jody Lee Dudley.
Emily Jean Duke.
Devin Byrne Duffy.
Kimberly Ann Dupree.
Carrie Elizabeth Dunn.
Jason Robert Edstrom.
Anchanesh Antahun Ejigu.
Christopher Robert Elg.
Matthew Allen Elg.
Thomas Michael Elliott.
Karen Patrice Engen.
Jessica Marie Fisher.
Patrick James Fix.
Sherry Fongvangsa.
James Michael Forsberg.
Abigail Elizabeth Forsgren.
Paul Douglas Fossen.
Jennifer Michelle Fossum.
Allison Grace Francisco.
Kenneth George Franick.
Bo Ryan Conrad Fries.
Ryan Stephen Fritchman.
Erica Johnson Frutel.
Alicia Ann Galloway.
Kelly Rose Gargalak.
Andrea Lynn Garnant.
Chad Aubrey Garner.
Therese Allison Hennis.
Najia Garwal.
Matthew Dale Gilroy.
Sofia Gonzalez Balcarce.
Andrew Thomas Gran.
Sean Michael Green.
Katie Ann Marie Gustafson.
Carly Ann Gustner.
Shane Michael Haig.
Kevin Patrick Hamilton.
Gordon Charles Hanson.
Catherine Marie Hanson.
Alicia Marie Harden.
Andrew Robert Held.
Scott Edward Hayek.
Jacinta Kiana Henley.
Joshua Mark Henderson.
Delandry Holland.
Annette Marie Herbis.
Todd Martin Huber.
Scott Ling Hoy.
Michael Brian Hultengren.
Diane Huyen.
Eriko Emizami.
Jennifer Lee Ingebrigtsen.
Christine Marie Jacobson.
Joseph Anthony Janicic.
Ryan Michael Jansen.
Chandler James J. Escara.
Kelly Beth Jensen.
Brandon Robert Jensvold.
Nicholas Ray Jeter.
Brett William Johnson.
Jurgens Aufderhaar.
Tori Kirk Johnston.
Valerie Lynn Kaiser.
Christine A. Kafka.
Amy Marie Kaminsky.
Brent Charles Cayley.
Latasha Ann Johnson.
Sopa Kuhn.
Justin Michael Kemp.
Katie May Knudsen.
Danny Kevin Kirkland.
Carolyn Michelle Korchik.
Rachel Angela Kojetin.
Christopher Charles Kruger.
Charles Coor.
Trista K. Kugler.
Leanne M. Kruger.
Justin Shea Kwan.
Mark William Cuppy.
Michelle Lambert.
Rachel Ann Legacy.
Matthew Thomas Lang.
Benjamin Moore Lanfer.
Jeffrey H. Larson.
Christina Lynn Larson.
Shayna Nicole Lawson.
Sandy Ty Lee.
Maria Lam Lee.
Elizabeth Ewan Wah Lee.
Andre Marcus Leaf.
Shayna Elizabeth Lee.
Jonathan Dongho Lee.
Mary Buki Lepe.
Alyssa Ray Leiferman.
Andrew Scott Linseth.
Winchester Lipka.
Alicia Ann Lloyd.
Rebecca Sue Loftus.
Thomas Childs Lusick.
Kyle Robert Lowell.
Melissa Joy Lundquist.
Catherine Lynn Lund.
Stephen Richard Mant.
Lucas James Mahal.
Timothy Patrick Marr.
Sherry Tashina Manning.
Nick Poor.
Jay Prasad Mathura.
Ann Marin.
Kelly Christine May.
Nicole Elizabeth Mayasich.
Jessica Ann McCabe.
Patrick Michael McCabe.
Ann Catherine McLeese.
Tyrone Tuitapo McCormick.
Jamie Ray McCrank.
Julie Ann McDevitt.
Joshua Thomas McGrath.
Alexander Maximilian Magruder.
Nicole Marie McEwen.
Soka Mel.
Katerina Mavis.
Tyler Ross Midbow.
Sarah Marie Michelson.
Jacob Henry Miller.
Edwan James Miller.
Jennifer Lynn Mitchell.
Molly Ann Miller.
Maria Lynn Monker.
Nicholas H. Moeller.
Robin Renee Morgan.
Brianna Keeley Morgan.
Sean A. Muehlbauer.
Kelly Ann Mortensen.
Rebecca Lee Myers.
Jesse Leonard Murray.
Andrea Michelle Nelson.
Christina Marie Nason.
Sophia Newen.
Nicole Faye Newman.
Christopher Lee Wynn.
Sopeep Ewan.
Tao Tu Win.
Hannah Tao Win.
Tu Tan Win.
Tu Tui Win.
Mio Nishi.
Hei Kyung Nielsen.
Catherine Nicole Norton.
Matthew Thomas Norris.
Stephanie Lynn Nyman.
Maria Ann Novacek.
Sinosuke Okamoto.
Ryan Thomas O'Connor.
Carolina Daniela Olea Canesa.
Timothy Michael O'Keefe, Jr.
Brent Allen Olson.
Michael Dale Alsby.
Kristen Marie Olson.
Julia Vereen Olson.
Benjamin Carl Paulzine.
Ross Allen Paulbicky.
Matthew David Perkins.
Jennifer Lee Patnode.
Lilmani Petamar.
Ashley Michelle Pekarik.
Amber Jo.
Ryan A. Prasad.
Anna Pitagoy.
Robbie Quinn Peters.
Karina Pliego.
Trang Tai Liu Fan.
Marco Antonio Pliego Flores.
Vannery Fay.
Tanya Nicole Quitmeyer.
Daisy Pliego.
Sally Radamo.
Steve Pliego Benitez.
James Justin Rainier.
Teresa Poplar.
Tammy Susan Ritchie.
Blake Lawless Pound.
Carolyn Fitzgerald Rosewall.
Joseph Andrew Rano.
Nicholas James Reichs.
Stephen James Rausch.
Michael John Savig.
Garrett Stephen Rimnack.
Moises Sanchez Tenorio.
Matthew David Rose.
Aquia Amoa Sandy.
David Justin Savig.
Daniel Houghton Sansom.
Race Abshir Sahal.
Kristen K. Satrin.
Jeffrey Callan Sand.
Angela Ray Scarlett.
Stephanie Joanne Sannon.
Emily Frances Schmieg.
Jose Emilio Santos.
Evan Robert Schneider.
Jacob Michael Softly.
David William Schufs.
Eric Paul Schickling.
Nicholas Mark Schuster.
Hannah Marie Schmieg.
Richard Eugene Sen.
Melissa Joanne Schneider.
Eric Sorensen Schroyer.
Rachel Ann Schroeder.
Jessica Lee Smith.
Adam Noel Schwarzy.
Michael James Smith.
Molly Ann Shields.
David John Solberg.
Jerry Ray Sewart.
Katie Lynn Stein.
Melvin Denerick Smith.
Megan Michelle Strite.
Robert Alexander Smith.
Mariah Ann Struckman.
Benjamin Joseph Stadler.
Jonathan Edward Taft.
Yana M. Strabe.
Diu Nia Tai.
Lauren Ray Strobel.
Micah Nathaniel Thompson.
Jamie Michael Suapaia.
Aaron Allen Torgerson.
Tristan Paul Tandberg.
Teresa Jean Tice.
Jacob J. Thompson.
Megan Rhea Utek.
Tiffany Marie Thrash.
Sue Vang.
Ka Phuc Tran.
Antonio Versalles Curtis.
Laura Jean Ullum.
Michael Robert Vogel.
Patrick Ross Utek.
Caroline Hannah Wade.
Matthew James Valance.
Sarah Lynn Wagner.
Catherine Ann Vidine.
Megan Christopher Ware.
Beanie Voot.
Mark Clinton Weekly.
Michael S. Wagner.
Lindsay Lee Welzant.
Lindsay Lee Watera.
Mindy Michelle Wahlberg.
Dallas Cole Watkins.
Cassandra Pauline Wick.
Jennifer Rose Welch.
Shane Ender Wilson.
Matthew Carlin Wetzel.
Alex Elmar Zakis.
William Eugene Wickland.
Lauren Elizabeth Zobel.
Armand Demetrius Willis. Maggie Joanna Young. Ashley Ray Kurtz. Kristen Cody Zumberg.
Oh no, they sing alma mater. Yeah. Julie.